Hey guys, Mark here. In this video, I'm going to be going over how you can create endless winning ad hooks using AI so that you don't even have to freaking think. And this entire process, entire strategy is based off one very simple but very unpopular fact. And that one simple fact is that content creators suck. And when I say they suck, what I specifically mean is they suck at making money. They're so good at garnering all this attention, getting all these views, all these followers, all these vanity metrics, but they suck at actually converting it. So we can take advantage of that. As smart advertisers, as smart marketers, we could take advantage of their ability to create really popular hooks and use those ourselves in our ads. And all we have to do is inject a little bit of high quality direct response copy into those ads to actually make them convert. That's what most content creators don't understand. That's why most of them are completely broke. There's a reason that there's a term for influencers called the broke influencer syndrome, but we can use that to our advantage. Now the question becomes, how do you actually make a good hook? Like, how do you know that this is a good hook versus a bad hook? How do I know that it's a hook of the ad that sucks versus everything else? Well, for that, there's actually something that you can do and something that you should look at as a metric called your hook rate. Now, this is not something that is natively within the Facebook ads dashboard. If you're running ads on Facebook or if you're running ads on TikTok, same thing, but you can create custom metrics inside of your Facebook ads account. So for example, this account here, and all you have to do is go to columns. You're going to hit edit to one of your custom columns, go to custom and just select create custom metric. Now let's call this the hook rate. And the way that we calculate the hook rate, it's actually very simple. All we're going to do is 3-second video plays divided by impressions. This is what your actual hook rate is. So you're going to select create metric right here. So from here, all you have to do is hit create metric, and then you want to specifically search for hook rate so that you can add it to your custom columns. Now the cool part is you can look at this at each individual creative. For example, these two creatives here, this one has a hook rate of 49%. That means about 50% of the audience is sticking around to continue watching the ad after 3 seconds of the video has played. And then this one's 36%. So the hook rate you should really be shooting for, and this should be like what you're trying to reach as a KPI, is 50%. If you have a hook rate of 50% or more, that means that the hook of your ad is really doing its job. It's very much so performing really well. So the question now becomes, how do we actually find these? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to hop into an AI agent software. I've been using one recently called GenSpark. It's actually called GenSpark Super Agent. It's kind of a little sub microcosm within GenSpark, but you can also use Operator within ChatGPT. They all kind of do the same thing, but this one, in my experience, is just significantly faster than Operator, which is like my biggest complaint that I have about Operator. So all you're going to do is paste in a very simple prompt. Now, the prompt that I have here is so freaking simple. I don't even think I need to share it. I'll put it in the description of this video. Like it's literally one single line, but I did a little bit of experimentation. And what I realized is that the longer I made the prompt, the worse of an output that I actually got. And so for this example, all I'm saying is I want you to search on TikTok terms around dog supplements. You can enter your niche there and identify the videos that have the highest performance in relation to the overall channel size. Favorite the videos that have lots of views, but very few followers, and identify the winning hooks that are associated with these videos. So the reason that I had that little stipulation in there is because you could have a creator that has millions and millions of followers and they have a video that gets, 500,000 views or 1 million views, but most of it is just the existing audience. I want to see the videos that are helping the smaller creators completely pop off, because that's how you really know the hook and the content of that video is very strong. So in this case, let's use the dog supplements just as an example, but you can put hair loss for women, hair loss for men. You can put in baking products. You can put in pet products. Like, just describe the problem. Don't describe the product, describe the specific problem. Like whether that's weight loss, whether that is survival, I don't care. Just describe the problem and we're going to hit enter. Now, like I said, the cool part about this is just how fast it is. So the last time that I ran this prompt, I believe it probably took me 30 to 45 seconds to get a fully finished analysis of the top performing hooks. And really what we're doing here is we're looking on TikTok for the top performing hooks in a specific niche. And as a result, because most content creators are not good at monetizing their audience, we're going to steal the hook, use it in our ads, or at least use some variation of it, and then actually use it to convert people at a really high level. And I'm not joking when I tell you this, guys. Like, this is one of the strategies. Like, the AI is new, but generally looking at the organic hooks is something that has significantly powered our top ads. Like, consistently. And they're not always going to be on TikTok. Sometimes I'll find them on Instagram. Sometimes I'll find them on Facebook. Doesn't really matter. But the short form, you have to be so aggressive with getting people's attention, right? Because their attention span is so freaking low. So I took that into consideration. I was just like, okay, I'm going to go to the most aggressive platform that there is in terms of garnering that attention, which is TikTok, the king of short form. Even though, I know IG Reels is on come up, but TikTok is definitely the king. And just find the top performing hooks. So you can already see all these hooks that we have here. Let's look through one initially. So let's look at these hooks here. So here's one. Here's how I fixed my dog's health problem in just short time period. If your dog has this symptom, stop giving them XYZ and try this instead. This one supplement that finally helped my dog's whatever health issue. So let's say like they struggle with like joint pain, right? Here's how I fix my dog's joint pain in just 7 days, in just 14 days, in just 30 days. If your dog has insert like big dog symptom here, stop giving them common thing and try. So it basically gave you a formula that you can use, you can steal, has been proven to convert. Let's look at another one. So here we have the surprise/discovery hooks, right? I'll zoom in a little bit. I can't believe what the vet said about this dog supplement. The shocking ingredient in most dog supplements that's harming your pet. This one is what I discovered after testing 12 different dog supplements. All right, now we have another category of hooks, expert authority hook. As a vet tech for 10 years, here's the only supplement I give for my dogs. Why most vets won't tell you about this dog supplement. 3 supplements veterinarians actually recommend for dogs. And it just continues to go on. Like, the fact that this is available on the internet, you don't even have to use the AI. I'm not affiliated with this company. I just started using them recently, but it just speeds up the process. And I don't like buying stuff. I like buying my time. And that's one thing that I can really do with AI agents like this. And so the rest of this, the content here is mostly worthless. But if I just got like, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 really solid potential hook ideas. And what I'll do is I'll copy all of these and go paste them in a document. And I can even like upload these to Claude or to ChatGPT and start cross-analyzing and just like give them all the information on my product, everything, the market, all those foundational documents that I typically do. And I can immediately just start having a conversation and producing better and better hooks over and over again. So this is literally like the infinite hook glitch. If you use it, you can make incredible money with it. Now, the hard part obviously is continuing that attention along the rest of the ad, but the hook is like 90% of your success. Because another thing that I'll do, and it didn't drop the links in this case, sometimes it drops the links, but if I find a specific video that has a really proven hook, I want to also go look at the scroll stopper. What is the actual video? What is the clip that's being used on top of the actual hook? Because it's the combination, right? The hook is made up really of 3 separate things. Mostly people just think it's a text, but it's actually 3 things. One is the actual text, which is like the copy, definitely the most important, probably 80% of your success right there. The other 15%, that'll get you to 95% total, would be the scroll stopper, right? And this is the video or image that's actually associated with the text. Then finally, you have the audio. It's not the most important thing, not very important at all typically, because a lot of people watch these with no audio in general, but let's say it's 5% of the equation. So if this is what makes a successful hook, then we just got all of this. What I'm gonna do is find those hooks and then go look specifically at the scroll stoppers that they are using, because obviously that combination worked. That got people's attention. That's all marketing is, like at its core, it's just getting people's attention and converting it. That is literally it. That's it. And so if you figure out at a core that content creators make really, really good attention grabbing videos, but are terrible at converting it, just take the attention part and then apply that to your ads. Like it's as simple as that. So this is obviously stuff that I just obsess over. And so if you want like really, really the creative, the ad sauce, this is everything that we put inside of our program, Brand Builders Academy. This is the mentorship program that I own with Alex Fedotov. If you're interested in applying, cool. You can click the first link in the description, fill out an application. We don't accept everybody, but if you want to, first thing in the description. If not, that's cool. The last thing that I want to say is I have a good friend of mine that owns this company called Disputifier. If you run an e-commerce brand, you know very, very well that handling payment processors is a continual pain in the ass. But what this company does is it basically gets in front of chargebacks and refunds before they actually come in to help improve the relationship that you have with your payment processor. Because I can tell you from experience, multiple times, the worst thing to happen when you're selling stuff on the internet, like you're scaling, you're making money, is when you lose a payment processor completely, or you get a hold, or you get banned, and God forbid you get put on the match list, which is like the absolute last thing you would ever want, right? And so if you guys want to check out this company, I highly recommend it if you're doing volume. If you're not, probably not worth your time, but if you're doing over 100K a month, check these guys out. I'll drop them in the description as well. Other than that, y'all, have a great video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.